Hey girls, happy Monday, and I might re-record this entire video after I figure out how stupid I look. Girls, thank you so much for the lovely video you made for me last week. It touched my heart and I was very glad in that moment to be a writer girl. Not that I'm not always glad to be a writer girl, but it was very heartwarming. Tara, thank you so much for your comments about my Nano. I was really excited to hear what you thought about the character and about the situation, and it was fun to hear your reaction, so thank you very much for that. I know it was long, so I appreciated that you read the whole thing. Rachel, I am hugely impressed that you're doing both Vita and Script Frenzy, and I am crossing my fingers for you and rooting for you the entire way. That is a huge thing. Marissa, I loved your Wreck This Journal video on your personal channel. That was really awesome and I'm looking forward to more of those. And Danielle, I'm majorly jealous that you get to go to New York pretty soon. I love New York. It's been about 1.5 years since I was there last time, and every time I go I feel like I'm coming back home, and I try to figure out ways of how I can move back. So I hope that you have a great time. I had an awesome birthday. I had lunch with my coworkers on Wednesday. I had dinner with my family on Thursday, and my sister threw a surprise birthday party for me on Saturday. And I don't have the video footage of that yet, but I know that there was video footage taken of the surprise moment, and I think that it would probably be video worthy because I was very surprised and extremely confused, and I wrote more about that in my blog. If you want to read about that, I'll put a link down below. So this week we are talking about guilty pleasures, and instead of going down a list of all my guilty pleasures, because I have a lot of them, I watch bad television. I don't watch a lot of reality television, but I watch a lot of bad television. Like, I watch Make It or Break It, Pretty Little Liars. I watch General Hospital, and I've been watching General Hospital for like 14 years now. But really, I just want to talk about 2 guilty pleasures that might be a little bit unusual. There are 2 movies in particular that I want to talk about that hold a special place in my heart as guilty pleasures, and they are Working Girl and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. And these 2 are guilty pleasures in some ways for the same reason. They're just some of those movies that are so outdated that they're like glorious. I love them. Working Girl is like the epitome of 80s hair and makeup and clothes, and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead is pretty much the same way for 90s hair and makeup and clothes, and just in general the stories are also completely awesome. And I actually wrote an entire paper about Working Girl. I took a class that was like entirely on Cinderella. I don't know if you all have ever paid attention to my bookshelf, but this book right here was like basically our text for the class, and I wrote about how Working Girl is a Cinderella story. And Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, it's one of those that still, it never comes on network television. It's always on like HBO or something, so it was really exciting for me whenever it did come on. It epitomizes for me 90s nostalgia. Like, I look back on this movie and I think back to my childhood, and even though, like I said before, I wasn't really a very happy kid, it just like, it gives me warm feelings, and the plot is really crazy and fun, and I love this movie so much. It's so quotable. Like, this was the first movie that gave me an impression of what like an office working experience is like, and I still, like, every time I send a fax I think about Sue Ellen Crandall. If you've seen this movie, you probably know what I mean. My challenge is, and it's kind of linked to a question, did you all ever have to memorize poetry in school, either like for a foreign language class or for like an English class? When I was in grade school and high school, I had to memorize Russian poems for various Russian classes, and I had to memorize, I remember very clearly that I had to memorize Poe's The Raven poem for an English class. So if you had to memorize a poem for class, do you remember any of it, and can you recite some of it? And if not, if you didn't have to, just my challenge is for you to memorize 1 verse of a poem and recite it to us. For Marissa, you and I really do have a war going on. Today's one of the days, fluff, and girls, I will see you next Monday, and Tara, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!